Okay, everyone, it is time to officially get this watch party started. Now, for those of you, you may just be tuning in now, so I'm just going to give another big hello and welcome to the EF Explore America Presidential Inauguration Watch Party. Again, we're so thrilled to have you here with us today. And even if you're just joining for a little bit or for the whole thing, regardless, we're excited for you to be here. So, first things first. Just want to do a quick rundown of a few housekeeping, just things to keep in mind for the rest of the day today. So basically throughout the day, we're going to be posting any announcements about upcoming speakers or sessions in the event chat. And you can always find the full schedule of events in the reception area. And to get there, just go to your navigation bar and click on the reception button to access the schedule. So that's where you can find also, navigating to the sessions rooms and the expo, but I'll touch on that in just a minute. So currently, right now, you're viewing the main stage where we're going to be streaming the inaugural ceremonies from 11:30 to 12:30 Eastern time. As well, we're also going to be having our special guest speakers right here on the main stage. Now, after 12:30 p.m. Eastern time, the live stream can still be found at any point throughout the day on our second stage, which is titled Inaugural Ceremonies Live Stream. And additionally, it should be noted that there is a live stream available of the presidential inauguration for Spanish-speaking students as well as ASL students. So, after the inaugural ceremonies are over, you do have the option to attend various speakers and breakout sessions throughout the afternoon. Now, you'll notice in some of the descriptions of these breakout sessions, some are going to be catered more to middle school and some more to high school age students. But, we just recommend you tune into whatever feels best suited to your age group. Now, please note to access these sessions, you will get there by clicking on the sessions button in your navigation panel. Also, please note all sessions will start 5 minutes prior to their intended scheduled start time. So who all is going to be featured in these breakout sessions? Well, we have 3 educational partners with us today. We have George Washington's Mount Vernon, who will be discussing the very first inauguration to occur in our country. Second, we're going to have Planet Word, who will break down the language and techniques used during inaugural speeches. And third, Freedom Forum. They're going to be unpacking the First Amendment, first helping us to understand our First Amendment rights. And then in their second session later on, we're going to learn how we can use them to basically create meaningful change. So please note, we will be taking 10-minute breaks in between programming. So if you'd like, please feel free to use that time to explore the expo space, also found in the left-hand navigation panel of this expo. Now, also in this navigation bar, this is where you can find the booths featuring our educational partners, an inauguration-themed virtual walking tour of Washington, D.C., stories of inaugurations past, and a lot more. So now that that is all taken care of, the very last thing I want to quickly touch upon are just some rules of engagement. So I want to take this opportunity to remind all of us tuning in today, this event is a non-partisan event where regardless of who you voted for, we're coming together today to celebrate a hugely significant piece of our democratic process and its role in the peaceful transfer of power. So it is expected that everyone please act respectfully towards our speakers and your fellow attendees throughout the day. But if you want to know more about the rules of engagement, you can find it in the reception area in the navigation panel. Okay, now that that's taken care of, we are going to, or as we prepare to watch the inaugural ceremonies coming up very shortly, I am thrilled to actually introduce 2 of our EF group leaders who are going to join me now on stage to talk about the significance of the inaugurations and bearing witness to them. So Destiny, Claudio, can you join me on stage? Hello, hello, welcome.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, before we jump into just some topics here, please introduce both of yourselves, where you're tuning in from, and what you teach.
Hi, everyone. I'm Destiny Karish-Givens. I am from Houston, Texas. I saw a lot of Houston in the chat, but I'm currently in a suburb out of New Orleans, Louisiana, and I teach 7th and 8th grade science.
Thanks, Destiny.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Claudio Estrada. I'm a former English teacher, now middle school principal here in sunny Los Angeles. Our future looks so bright. got my glasses on and ready to get this started.
Love it. Yes. Love the energy. Well, thank you both, Claudio and Destiny. Welcome. Now, obviously, a presidential inauguration is always a historic event, but what I want the two of you to really tell our students and teachers watching today is why watching a presidential inauguration is so important. Can you both touch upon that? Destiny, do you want to go first?
Sure. Presidential inauguration is one of those ceremonies that should inspire you all in the classroom and at home. This should let you know that you can do anything you can set your mind to. Although this is a big stage for a president to get inaugurated into the biggest seat in the United States, you can look at that and put that on your accord. Is this something that you want to do? Or something else? What awards have you got? What awards do you want to achieve? What things can you do in your life in order to get you on a stage?
I love it. Destiny, snaps for sure. I totally agree with you. And I would like to add that this is also an opportunity that illustrates the beautiful process of an American democracy here in our own country. And it also, it shows you what the power of voice, the power of unity, a power of change can do something positive for the greater good of your city, of your state, and the entire world.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank you both. Now, let's quickly talk about why this year's inauguration is historic. There's a lot of firsts happening, especially with trailblazer Kamala Harris being the first female vice president, as well as the first vice president of Black and Indian descent. So she's also consequently being sworn in by Justice Sonia Sotomayor, who was the first non-white female justice. So can each of you just elaborate on the significance of this trailblazing inauguration?
I'll start. For me, this is something so magical because this is the first time that I've seen someone like me and so many of people like you at school and at home. This is the first time you've seen someone like this that looks like you in a position like this. And if you've kept up, you'll know that this is the most diverse cabinet in American history. And you all get to live through that. You all get to be at the age where you experience this. And this should be your drive because y'all are the change makers. We are going to rely on you. And yes, that's a big weight on your shoulders, but you guys can do it.
I agree as well. I think for me, I just think about my sister, my nieces, my cousins, and my students, because this represents so much and it opens the door for so many people, especially for a positive change for women in power, people of color in power. And it shows that we're all alike, we're all human, and we all have the opportunity and the capability to lead for a better future.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, before we wrap up, I want to just ask one more thing of both of you. I just want to know, we're going to talk about this later in some of the sessions, but can you each share with the students watching your thoughts on the power of their voices? Because Claudio, I know you were really touching on this just a moment ago.
Yeah, I think the power of voice is super important. The power of the youth is even more important. And I think when I encourage my students, when something you feel so passionate about, speak up, say something, talk to your ASB student government advisor, to your teacher, to your counselor. If nobody wants to talk to you, come knock on my door. I will listen to you. And I encourage students to speak up because if they're passionate about it, we're going to support them. Because at the end of the day, it's about them. They are working towards creating a better future when they're our age and they're retired, so they can even much more better for their, for future generations to come.
Everything Claudio said is nail on the head. It talks about how if you don't have anyone to talk to, go see him or find that one person that you can talk to, because there's going to be people that tell you no, and that should be the fuel to your fire to keep going. Each person that tells you no, that should be more inspiration for you to say, you know what, I'm going to prove you, and you wrong, and I'm going to show you this is what I wanted to do, and this is how it's going to get done, and this is how it's going to change the world.
Amazing. I think this is so impactful hearing this from educators. You all are the people interacting with the students. The power of tomorrow basically lies with them. So again, as a last note, I'd love for you each to share what you each hope for the students watching to gain from watching this presidential inauguration today.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm gonna go back to what Destiny said, is just seeing these remarkable people on television today and for history, that if they can do it, you can do it. And me, as I identify as a Latino male, in 10 years from now, going to the Washington Mall and seeing the Smithsonian that embraces and celebrates the Latino contributions to American society is something I just like, that is just full of emotion and excitement that I can't wait to see unfold over the years.
I 100% agree, because these are the trips that y'all may take in the future. You may go to Washington, D.C. You may feel that inspiration. You're going to remember this event. I saw Kamala Harris, the first Black African-American Indian woman, get on stage and take the office of the vice president. We've been a nation for a very long time. So this is the first time that this is happening. And like I said earlier, you're living through this. This is your inspiration. You may not want to do anything with politics, which is totally fine. But whatever it is that you want to do, let this moment right now be your guiding light to do whatever you choose to do.
Amazing. Oh, well, on that note, we are just getting word that Biden is coming onto the stage. So thank you so much, Claudio and Destiny, for joining us from a teacher's educator's perspective. We'll see you on the other side.